This was tough as the Boston Celtics played at MSG tonight against the New York Knicks with a chance to clinch the second spot in the Eastern Conference Finals, to where the Boston Celtics would have to wait for the NBA play-in to see who they will play in the NBA playoffs. What happened in tonight's game? What do the Boston Celtics have to look forward to in the coming days? Well, I'm going to tell you here on a new video on Celtics Digest. Hello, everybody. I am your host, Patrick Billings. And before we get into anything, guys, like I said, we got playoffs coming up real soon within the next week or so. So if you guys don't want to miss any Celtics content and you are yet to be subscribed, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any Celtics content in the future. And without further ado, we'll get into this video. As like I said in the intro, the Boston Celtics had the chance tonight to lock up that number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference in New York, but the Boston Celtics fell short 106-112 as the New York Knicks had some guys come up pretty big for them, as the Celtics had a little bit of a rocky start to the third quarter where it felt like the Knicks were going to start pulling away and have that classic Boston Celtics quarter where they just can't hit anything and the defense is just not playing well. The other team's hitting a lot of threes, a lot of shots, but they grinded. They brought it back to a lead after being down 13 points, brought it back up to a few, and it was back and forth since then. But the New York Knicks closed it after that behind Josh Hart, just absolutely deciding to destroy the Boston Celtics tonight for no reason after his last couple of games scoring 2 points, 5 points, 3 points. But tonight against the Boston Celtics, of course, in a big game, decides to go for 26 points, 5 of 7 from 3. Sometimes the Celtics feel cursed in a way where there's just guys that you don't expect to hit shots against them decide to hit shots. Think about that playoff series against the Heat when Martin was just going crazy against them, and then they go to the finals and he doesn't do anything. That's what tonight felt like once again, that Josh Hart, not the best shooter. I think against the Boston Celtics, he shoots 47% from the field and 34% from 3 in his career. But tonight, he decided to go 10 for 15 and 5 for 7 from 3. So that definitely hurts on that end of the floor, as Jaylen Brunson, kept doing his thing for the Knicks side of things, carrying them on the offensive end, and Karl Anthony Towns on his side getting a double-double and completing a lot of fouls that he just wasn't getting. But they weren't fouls. You could review it if you wanted it to. But the Boston Celtics, like I said, come up short as they had no Jaylen Brown tonight, so it was really Jayson Tatum's offense, his first game back in MSG since almost 11 months to the date since tearing his Achilles in MSG. So they said that he was going through a little bit of a mental battle, of course, as one would. You know, when you have a career-turning injury like that, you're going to be mentally different. You're going to walk into there a little bit nervous. There was a point in that fourth quarter where he fell, and my heart sank, and I felt like, oh no, like please, no, he got right up. But it was just in that moment, right back at MSG, it was like, oh, but he gets up perfectly fine. Not a good shooting night for Jayson Tatum tonight, 7 of 22, 2 for 10 from 3. You definitely don't like seeing that. But again, the mental battle, trying to get over that hump of that mental battle. But 24 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 turnovers. Not good, as the Boston Celtics had 10 total turnovers, so with him leading in that category by a wide margin. But, you know, the Celtics have a lot of room still. But I think the one thing for the Boston Celtics, that if they got this win, we would have remembered this to be the Baylor Scheierman game. Him coming off the bench, scoring 20, going 7 for 8 from the field, 6 for 7 from 3. He was absolute nails for the Celtics. Payton Pritchard with another big game off the bench, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting 3 for 8 from 3, 10 for 20 from the field. The Celtics really were not shooting well from the three-point line in the first half, so the fact that they were able to step it up a little bit, getting some 2 big threes from Vooch in the second half, really helped them make that push, but they really just couldn't close the deal, as there was the constant back and forth in that fourth quarter, and Josh Hart just kept on making every single shot he took. It was truly unbelievable. But Derrick White, not a good shooting night for him. 2 of 10, 0 for 6 from the 3. Sam Hauser had a little bit of a quiet night as well. Neemias with another double-double, but not too much on the box score for the Boston Celtics, only playing 8 guys. Didn't see anything from Luka Garza tonight, which was a little surprising, as it seemed like Vooch really hasn't gotten back into the role after coming off of that injury. I would have liked to see him a little bit more. He can be a little bit more aggressive down low, grabbing some boards on the offensive end and making some more shots as well, as he's been shooting the ball really, really well. And still no Hugo Gonzalez tonight, with the start by Jordan Walsh, but Baylor Scheierman really making his point tonight that he deserves to have more minutes for the Boston Celtics. As Noah Dalzell sent a tweet out saying Baylor Scheierman has tied his career high of 20 points, and he scored 20 on 7 of 8 shooting, and 18 of which came in the second half, and every single one of those were huge for the Celtics tonight, trying to get that comeback and trying to hold that lead, and they could just not get it done. But like I said, the Boston Celtics still fighting to lock in that number 2 seed in the East, as of course the Detroit Pistons locked up that number 1 seed. But all the Boston Celtics need to do is win one more game, as they have a game tomorrow against the New Orleans Pelicans, which we expect Jayson Tatum to probably sit that game, as it's a back-to-back, as they have another game on Sunday against the Orlando Magic. So we might see a switch of guys playing in and out. We'll probably see Jaylen Brown tomorrow, and then if they get the win tomorrow, we will probably see him sit Sunday, as well as Jayson Tatum against the Orlando Magic. But if we just take a look at the standings here, with Boston sitting there in second, just 2 games ahead, they would really just need to lose the 2 games, and the Knicks would need to win out. So everything is in Boston's favor right now to lock up that 2 seed, to possibly match up with the Orlando Magic. So Sunday could be a preview of the first round if they decide to stick in there and win that play-in game. But there is a lot of good teams around there. The Atlanta Magic have been nice pad. The Atlanta Hawks have really been sticking in there, playing some tough basketball. Definitely a team that is very scary and not one that you necessarily want to see. But I think with the Celtics setting themselves up to play a play-in team in the playoffs is really a good start to get the flow of things in for Vucevic, for Jayson Tatum, and just for everybody to play games together healthy is just huge for the Celtics. And going into the second round, winning that first round, of course, but playing those New York Knicks, who have been pesky to the Boston Celtics the last couple of games and last playoff series as well. This is where the Boston Celtics can get that get back after last year's series, and hopefully they will get it done. They'll lock up that 2nd seed tomorrow against the New Orleans Pelicans, as they are not a great team. So you should expect the Boston Celtics to go in there at home, get it done. Don't take them lightly, and put all the foot to the gas and just put it on them and lock up that 2nd seed tomorrow. And guys, that is going to do it for this video here on Celtics Side. Just if you like this one, drop a like, hit the comments below, and let me know what your guys' thoughts on the Boston Celtics game tonight, and looking forward if they're going to lock up that 2nd seed, and just looking ahead to playoffs as well. Just give me your thoughts on the Boston Celtics, where you see them in the playoffs this season, as I think that they could go all the way. I think that they could do it if they put things together, they keep playing hard and playing good basketball. They got everything that it takes to win another championship, guys. But that's going to do it here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I will see all of you in the next one. Let's go Boston Celtics. Peace out, everybody.